Hello there. It is the end of 2020. We didn't want to have a real show for the last 2 weeks. We wanted to take a little bit of time off. So we're doing a one of those classic best of year in review shows where we're just going to talk for a few minutes and maybe throw a few clips in to pass the time and really half-ass it to close out the year. So we're really looking forward to that. So
You're really great at half-assing, so...
It's my specialty.
Wait, I didn't know we were drinking during this episode.
It's Coke.
Oh, okay.
Coca-Cola.
I was assuming the other one, but you know.
Coca-Cola. Original flavor, not new Coke or any of that other crap.
So original, you say?
Yes.
Because original.
Not the original, which had cocaine in it, but the classic formula that you buy at your local supermarket.
Okay. So obviously this episode is off to a great start.
Hey, you know what? Filler. It just makes the show longer.
And who doesn't want to see your face? Oh, wait. Probably everyone.
I'm going to vote for that. So... So this has been a weird year. A lot of positive things, more negative things. I think the whole world knows by now that we're in the midst of a global pandemic.
Really?
Yes, really.
News to me.
You know what? No, you shouldn't get out more. You should stay right where you are. But we started the year. We kind of heard about this thing going on in China. We heard about, here's a case here, here's a case here. And it's like, you've heard about this before. We've had Ebola, we've had SARS, we've had, these others. And unfortunately, as we all know, it came here and it really hit hard. And it's been going on for several months. And it's kept us largely at home for this time period. This room is actually it's a spare bedroom in my house. It's an office. I've spent more time in this office than I have any other room in this house during the pandemic. So, getting to know this 12 by 12 space with my flag and my shirt hanging on the back of the couch there, Kate has her room.
Yep. I'm in here most of the day, every day.
And
Except Saturday and Sunday.
And you remove the rope light.
I put up decorations.
Yeah, you've been slowly decorating, and you've got your I'm guessing those are discs for disc golf.
Oh, I was like, those are flowers.
No, I'm looking about the other shoulder.
Yes, those are disc golf discs.
And
they're the ones that are retired.
Oh, okay. And so if I were to call them frisbees, would your boyfriend be horribly offended? Is that one of those?
He used to be. Now he wouldn't be because it happens so much.
Is that one of those things that if you say to a disc golf, her boyfriend's a disc golf player, if you haven't figured this out yet, but is that one of those things where if I called you're playing frisbee or frisbee golf or frolf or whatever, do the people, the hardcores, get offended by that?
No, they don't. Just don't call it ultimate frisbee.
That's not the same thing.
And know what I do sometimes just to piss him off.
I played ultimate frisbee, I think, one time in my life, and it was on the tennis court. And diving for a frisbee is not a smart thing on a tennis court. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Diving for a frisbee for me just isn't a smart idea. So,
I skin my knees. You get a cast on your wrist. I mean, it is what it is. So
that's another 2020 thing. I had no casts this year.
You didn't have to go anywhere, so there was no opportunity to break your wrist again. Didn't you wear the brace at least once this year?
No.
Really? I swear.
I did not injure my wrist at all this year. Now the rest of me I might have injured, but I did not injure my wrist.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because all the days are blurring together, but I swear you were wearing the brace on one of the episodes. No?
Nope.
Okay.
Been out since June of last year, and I'm not, hopefully never going back. Wait, I just sounded like I was like in prison or something.
Yeah, this is kind of what this conversation does sound like. It's very prison-esque.
You would know.
So let's just say January through March, things were relatively normal for life. And then
March 13th happened.
March 13th happened, and we were all sent home from our day jobs and our life, and things shut down, and we gained a whole new appreciation for our first responders, our restaurant workers, our bartenders, our grocery store workers. I mean, you see the statistics that something like more than 75%, was it 75% of grocery store workers either have had COVID or been exposed to it. I mean, I don't know how you can't be working in that kind of environment, but it's just like, your whole perspective on life and things have completely changed, where it's just like, I'm going out in public and we're wearing masks now, and I'm just like, I went to the grocery store and I come home, and for like the next week I'm like, did I get it? Did I get it? And it's just, it's been a weird year.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it.
Well, we could start talking about weird stuff we did.
Yeah.
Like trying weird foods. I transitioned. I'm still really bad at them.
Wait, what weird foods? I thought you were talking about supplements.
The nutritional
Those are
products.
Supplements. Those aren't foods.
Cricket is food.
I still have some of that stuff, actually. Let's see. What do I got up here still?
Are mushrooms not food?
Mushrooms should be burned off the face of the earth, as far as
I agree.
So this is
whey protein.
Yeah, gold standard 100% isolate, which is because that's very fitting, because that's basically what I've been doing all year, is 100% isolate.
That was horrible.
Thank you, but I'm very proud of that one. That came to me right off the top of my damaged head. So this is one we didn't try, but we hadn't done a show at that point in probably 4 months. We were kind of, I don't know if it was writer's block or fatigue or creativity fatigue or what the issue was, but you just came to me one day and said, "Hey, I'm mailing you a package with a bunch of random things in there, like beet juice and."
Actually, I just wanted to get you to consume crickets. That was really the whole purpose of the episode.
So the inspiration for the bringing our show back was you wanted me to eat crickets.
Yes.
And you also know that I will never say no to any food one time.
Yes. So that's what made this episode so appealing, was why not?
Whether I eat the food the second time or not is there's definitely lines that are drawn, and whether you consider cricket to be a food or not, some people clearly do. I mean, there's a whole market for it. I mean,
yeah, they're very sustainable based on the research I did.
I mean, some people eat all kinds of crazy things like this.
Like scorpions.
Yeah, they have scorpion suckers. This is blueberry scorpion. We actually, side note, we bought these when my brother got married. Like they put the stinger on. That's another thing, is I got stung by one of these guys this year for the first time ever. So what they do with these scorpion suckers is they cut off the pincher part, and they cut off the stinger, and then they just kind of like drop it in, and then they make the mold, and then you eat it. And for my brother's wedding a few years ago, we bought the wedding party. They gave the gift bags to the wedding party, and we snuck one of these into every gift bag. And of course, everyone was horrified and grossed out by it. And
worth it.
My sister-in-law's cousin, who's probably, 12, 13 years old at the time, Mr. Tough Guy, is like, I'll take it. And he takes it, he unwraps it, he starts eating the scorpion sucker. And he got down to the scorpion, and then he chickened out and threw it in the trash. Mr. Tough Guy. But anyway, so we ate cricket protein. We drank beet juice. We ate Gatorade
chews.
Energy chews. There's a good photo on our Instagram page of, I think it was it the beet juice? Do you remember?
Yeah, the beet juice we both spit out. It reminded me a lot of Malort.
Malort.
Yeah.
Malort is
something you don't want to drink a second time or first time.
No, you drink it the first time just strictly out of curiosity, because you hear so many horrible things, and it's like, it can't be that bad, can it? Yes, it can.
Yes, it can.
It can. And
so still try it.
Yeah,
If you're
absolutely.
listening to us, still try it.
Yeah, Jeppson's Malort. Next time you're in Chicago, ask your bartender for a shot of Jeppson's Malort.
Oh,
Not
you
a
can now
sponsor.
buy the really tiny bottles at the liquor store of Malort.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man, that's awesome. I think I may need next time you're out here, I think I may need you to bring some supply.
I'll work on that. Just remind me.
just a Ziploc bag full of them. If
I'll check my luggage just to bring you some Malort.
I don't know why I do these things to myself, but we split that up into 2 episodes, and then we're thinking, hey, this Zoom thing, Zoom is the big winner of 2020. We get on video for the first time that everybody sees our lovely faces, and we're looking
lovelier than others.
We're thinking about how can we use this platform further to expand, connect with everybody. And I said, hey, my door's opening in the background, but now it just closed. But I said, a good way to connect.
It's opening.
It must be a child. If it was my wife, it would open once and then close. By it opening twice means that was a child. So, and
3.
We're going to keep a running tally of how many times this door opens during the show. That's 3. So, we said, hey, we tried to do this timeouts
4
podcast 4, 5. I think they ran away from the door. Okay, so we're at 5 right now. We're going to keep a running tally. This is making editing more complicated because I'm going to have to put a number up on the screen for everyone. 5. So anyway, we tried to do the Timeouts podcast where we said, hey, send us like a 10-minute sample of your podcast and we'll release it as a podcast for us. And, everybody was, there was some excitement for it. We did a couple of those episodes and you just didn't really connect with a person. We wanted to make it more personable. We have the video aspect. We can see the person, we can talk to them. And we said, hey, what if we create this concept where we just sit down with everybody 1 week a week for now until things ramp up. We sit down once a week, we talk to them, and just riffing. It just became this thing, 10 minutes with.
I had nothing to do with the naming, for the record.
And, and the funny thing is, it was just a working title, and we stuck with it. I mean, I'm like, hey, it works. And we run the joke that, like the Big Ten, where counting doesn't matter, we don't count either. We even on the first 10 minutes with, it was like 14 or 15 minutes. And I think in the history of the show, we've been under, we've done 31 of these, I believe, this year. And
only a handful are under.
I want to say like 3 of them are under 10 minutes. And I think the closest one is we got to like 10 minutes and 2 seconds. And I tried to cut it off to end it at 10 minutes, and I just went just a tad too long. But hey, it is what it is. But yes, for those who know, 10 minutes with, it's become a brand now. It's been very popular, and it's been awesome because we started off. I sat down with our good friend Ralph Trudell, and he was our test guinea pig while we created the concept. And I sat down, I talked to him for like 15 minutes. We published it as a show. And we've done essentially 1 a week minus a couple of special episodes for the rest of the year. And we're going to continue to do it on until every single person has their episode.
My personal goal for next year is to make sure to show up to at least 80% of our 10 minutes with. My attendance has not been the best this year, ironically.
Well, we also kind of stink with the scheduling, and there's been some time zone stuff. And
hey, Kate, we're recording right now, and it's like 9:30 at night, and I'm like, oops.
You got the invite 48 hours before that.
I don't check my emails on weekends.
48 hours and then there's Friday.
And then there's the time I went drinking with my mom.
Yep. You skipped out to go AM drinking with your mom.
For the record, that was her birthday gift before the pandemic.
AM drinking with your mother. That's such a lovely gift.
I'm a lovely daughter.
So as the show kind of expanded, we're just gonna like, hey, let's sit down, let's talk to them about what they do, learn a little bit about them, and we actually refined the show down into 4 questions, and we kept that format moving forward. I'm not sure when we started that standard format, but it's worked out incredibly well. And the biggest issue, and I guess what makes the episodes fun, is where we like to deviate away from those questions.
We never deviate.
No,
ever.
No, we asked the same 4 questions of, why'd you start a podcast, and if there's multiple, how did you meet? Question number 2 is, what would a new listener expect to hear from your show? Number 3 is, Kate's holding up the quiet sign telling me to shut up.
It's a piece of advice you would tell a future podcaster.
Yeah.
Or a newbie.
A newbie. Or
and where to find you.
And where to find you, exactly. So, and then whatever questions we feel like asking in between. So it's, we've had some pretty wacky episodes where, the last episode we did with TV on basketball, we got a good 2 minutes into the show before we were like, oh crap, we forgot to introduce him.
And I only asked like 3 weird questions. That was the episode I probably hijacked the most.
Yeah, that is true.
Except for the time I wore a sloth mask.
Yes, you wore a sloth mask to the Halloween episode. And you gave me the finger because I said you look better with the mask on. And then let's see, what else did we have? We got into a discussion about pumping your gas in New Jersey and Oregon.
We talked about bubbles.
I
decided not to elaborate what type of bubbles.
And then when we realized, that was actually a relevant question. It was about the NBA bubble. It just, and then we started this running joke with, we're going to keep a top 4 list of our longest episodes. And the Hardcourt Honeys, congratulations to them. We're going to actually make you an award for this and send it to you. They don't know this yet. They're going to find out when this episode airs. Is that we're going to make them an award and send it to them, and that they can now have the honor of calling themselves an award-winning podcast. So congratulations. You are the longest episode for 2020. Do you have the board?
Oh, they lost it. They lost them. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to edit this out. Oh, geez. Wow.
They had the record longest.
They had the record for almost all the year, and then in the last 3 weeks, it was Sporty with Cori and Richie, or my fellow Arizona show, came in and pulled it off by like a minute. Yeah, holy crap, I'm an idiot.
I'm not going to argue that point.
Well, anyway, they're now an award-winning podcast, so congratulations. God.
All podcasts are getting awards.
I just had my Steve Harvey moment. I literally just had my Steve Harvey moment. I'm like, the card says Hardcourt Honeys.
So there will be 2 awards because we aren't the type who will take one away. So we've had the longest episode. So they were the longest as the longest episode.
Yes.
And then we have the longest episode.
Thank you for covering me there. Yes, they will win an award too, just not the longest of the year. I Steve Harvey'd our award show here.
I'm like, the board isn't out because I haven't updated it because my handwriting is horrible. So my boyfriend writes it for me.
And I'm just like, why wouldn't you have updated it? Nothing's changed. Oh, duh. Yes, it has. Oh my God. I'm so stupid. Oh,
no argument.
Well, that was a great way to end part 1. Check us out next week for part 2 of the 2020 year in review. Check us out at stadiumscene.tv, at Stadium Scene on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest, and at stadium_scene on Instagram. And we'll see you next week.